doing? It's Bad Brad here, dialing it in. How's everybody doing out there? I'm so glad to be live with you. I just got done doing the Rudy Sarzo interview that's going to air on my channel tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. If you're a member of the Breakfast Club, just join us. Dude, Mark, what's happening? How you doing, brother? Man, I'll tell you what, doing these interviews, when you do a good one and you know you got a good one, it's just as much elation. Yo, Kiri, it's just as much elation as if you played an awesome gig. It really is amazing to have these conversations, and I was so thankful to talk with Rudy Sarzo this morning, and I've just got to do a little bit of, yo, Hermit, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Mark, he is the coolest dude, man. What a incredible dude. Man, I was heaping praise on Rudy. Woo! I was heaping praise on him. Chris, I didn't get to ask any of those questions. I just tried to steer the conversation a little bit, but you pretty much, with a guy like that, you kind of set him up and you let him go. And he'll take the conversation. How you doing, Gib? Mr. Gib Les Paul. Yes, indeed. Just got done interviewing Rudy Sarzo. And like I said, man, it is going to be awesome. It's going to be completely epic. You got to, well, the good news is, Kiri, that this interview is going to air tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and it is awesome. Hey, Sean, how you doing? How's everybody doing? We got 14 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up. It is a great interview, man. You just, with a guy like that, you have to let him go where he wanted to go. And you got to think, it was 11 o'clock here. I'm on the East Coast. It's 8 a.m. There in California for him. So caught him for a little breakfast interview. Chris, I probably, you said it was on Paramount? Yeah, Jimmy Ray, it's going to be amazing. Let's see, I see David Leroy done a song called Red Bull and Pop-Tarts. Well, there you go. Deleted all Ozzy Black Sabbath songs because of how he treated his band members. Well, I understand, Sugar Bear. I understand that, but I don't boycott Randy, and I don't actively boycott anything. But I don't really listen to Ozzy Osbourne. It's just not what I listen to. I don't have time to listen to music now. Woo, Jimmy, what's happening? We got the Red Bull a bubbling. We got the giant size. This is a 96 ounce. It's the new Bad Brad edition of Red Bull. 96 ounces, bro. Dude, it's 96 ounces, bro. 96, bro. This will keep me alive. I haven't slept since the 80s, bro. Yeah, it's a big score, Mr. Jones. Absolutely. It's a huge score. Eric, what's happening? Man, getting Rudy Sarzo is like, man, I don't know who I could get to even top that, man. And I've got my buddy Roger Carter. I'll send a thank you out to him. He's the first interview I did on this channel. And he's got his studio in LA, and he's been, he's from LA, and he's been out there, and he's got access to all these different rock stars. So he was shooting me some names the other day. I'm not gonna get into those, but I was like, yeah, I'd like to interview them. Yeah, I'd like to interview that person. Yeah. But I tell you what, man, getting to interview Big P, what's happening? Yeah, oh, Big P, that's amazing. You saw Randy. Let me tell you something, man. Rudy Sarzo has had a long career. He has played with a lot of incredible guitar players, but the one that, it's like the one thing that still is with him is Randy Rhoads. And, for him, he had to continue just like we have to continue on this earth as long as we live. But, man, I get the hugest sense that, that was the deepest loss that a man could possibly have And, as great as, Ozzy's stuff after Randy was gone, he says, yeah, it's all good. There's nothing wrong, great players and all that, but it's not Randy. It's not Randy. And even when I steered the conversation to Quiet Riot, he still says, well, I'm there because of Randy. And Randy was, his part in Quiet Riot and carrying on that legacy. So that's what he keeps in his mind when they do those gigs. And man, I told him, I think the current lineup of Quiet Riot right now, I think they're great, man. They got Jizzy from Love Hate singing for them. They got Alex Grossi, and I can't remember the drummer's name. Please forgive me. Let me know in the chat if you know his name. But man, he's great too, and they're doing a great job. I told Rudy, I said, man, to see he's out there performing, dude. He's not just going through the motions, man. You're getting to see Rudy Sarzo when you go to see a Quiet Riot show, and you're gonna have to watch this interview tomorrow. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Ben, how you doing? I'm not gonna spoil anything that we talked about. Well, we talked about rigs. We talked about bands using tracks. And man, hey Earl, how you doing? Woo! Yes, indeed, man. It's gonna be epic. So make sure you're there 8 a.m. tomorrow for the Rudy Sarzo interview. After I get done with this live, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna finish editing the video. Maybe do a little intro to just set it up. And man, it's gonna be epic. You're gonna really love this interview. The positive energy that comes off that, man. We talked about rigs. We did not talk about wigs, but he did talk about modeling a little bit. So I'll throw that out there if you guys want to know what Rudy Sarzo thinks about. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, dude, it's just getting to do this, and I got to send a shout out back to Roger Carter for hooking it up. And hey, Jimmy. So Jimmy is out there, and he's worked a lot with my friend Lance Morrison, who plays in the Dirty Knobs. That's Mike Campbell's band that tours out, and they do a bunch of Tom Petty tunes and other and stuff. And yeah, so I'm planning on interviewing Lance Morrison tomorrow, Jimmy. Yeah, so Lance Morrison is probably next in the pipeline of being on this channel, and he's my old roommate, and I haven't seen him since I left LA. Yeah, Jimmy Rage, he's a worker nonstop. Yeah, he is amazing, man. Yep, Lance Locks, man, and I can't wait to get to talk to him, catch up with him. These are conversations like today. I'm not sitting there and going, here's this question and here's this question. I set them up, and thank you, Ben Allmark. Did I make 8? Have I made it yet? I know I'm close. I didn't even get a chance to look at the numbers. Do we have 8K? If you're watching this video and you want to make sure you want to hear the interview with Rudy Sarzo tomorrow, paying tribute to Randy Rhoads, talking about where the music came from, talking about the heart of where Randy Rhoads' music came from, and you'll be very surprised to hear, Claude, dude, I have made 8K. Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Wow, I did not know that, man. I have just been plowing and plowing away. But really, I'm not going to celebrate. Yeah, it is a very cool thing. But we're getting to 10K, man. We're going to 10K super fast. Super fly, super fast. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We were rolling and strolling, making it move. We're making it groove. Yeah, that's right, baby. We're keeping it cooking for you. Yes, indeed. So make sure, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Because if you want more killer interviews with amazing musicians and fellowship, man, this fellowship that we've got on this channel. Yes, Mark. Yeah, Mr. Jones. If you want more of these incredible interviews, man, we get those subscription numbers up. And man, members, if you want to become a member of the channel, you got access to a probably about 10 or 20 videos. I haven't even counted, man. I put a bunch of videos always in the member section. I'm always working on content. I'm doing this 10 to 12 hours a day. And man, but I'm really enjoying the journey of sharing the fellowship, talking with all you cool cats out there, man. This channel is not about me, it's about you. Man with the power. Woo! Yes, indeed. Joker Fish, how you doing, sir? We're having a little sippage of weir. Ooh. Man, I needed that. The wife came home. I finished my interview. The wife came home with some Chinese food. Ate some. This is a green room party, Joker Fish. This is absolutely. I just did the first set with Rudy Sarzo. Now I'm here with you guys, and now we're on to the party set. We used to call it the party set. You would do in these corporate gigs, you'd do in these wedding bands, you'd have your dinner set. And the Rudy session, this is the after party. Yeah, this is the after party. Hit the like button and then never call it again. Melt the like button. Okay. Yeah, Bo Cephas, you hit that like button and you hit the subscribe button, man. Everybody, it's so much appreciated. You're watching this channel grow from I don't know, when I started probably back in December of deciding to take this thing seriously. I probably had, I don't know, 400 or 500 subscribers. That was probably it. So you're literally getting to watch a channel grow, and we'll see how far we can take it. Okay, I hear you, Earl. I hear you. I can't. I'm gonna, try to do more of that and try to get people, but I don't want to poach people from other chats. I don't want to. I combed the wig over. Yeah, it's combed over, bro. Hello. I think I have a visitor. Who do we have here? Do you want to say hi, Mia? If you're gonna say hi, you come quick. So we have a visitor.
And then I came to show you this.
Oh, she came to show us something. Here we go.
Ta-da!
Oh, wow. Did you do that?
Uh-huh.
That is amazing. Can everybody say hi to Mia?
Hi.
Are you having fun doing your art? Okay, can you go paint me some more Ninja Turtles, please?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, man, ta-da. Yes, indeed. Yes, that is beautiful Mia. She is really something. Okay, Earl. I get you. Here's the thing, man. I am on YouTube 10 to 12 hours a day. If I spend any more time on this channel, my wife is gonna probably send me to the cleaners. I'll try to watch as much as I can, but man, when I've got Mia and I'm watching her, oh, thanks, Hermit. Thank you. That's very kind, Hermit. I got to go get my caffeinated energy drink. Yes, Thraxton, join us with the caffeinated. Yeah, Hermit, yeah, I was like a bull in a china shop on that gig. And it didn't start out that way, but it soon, just the way the band was and the way it was, that's kind of what my playing style was, like a bull in a china shop. Yeah, somebody just said they met Mike Starr. Very cool. I met him one time at FM station. He said, "Buy me a beer." That was the first words out of his mouth. And I promptly said, "F you." But yeah, so Mike Starr, man, what a huge loss, though. We ended up, I think, hanging out with him for a little bit. He was just kind of hanging at FM station on I don't know, it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday night. And I was there with, how is Colt Ford doing? Roger says. Roger, I don't know. Thank you, Earl. Thank you. Roger, I don't know. I don't talk to Colt on a daily basis. When you leave a camp like that, he did reach out to me after I was let go. And I know from knowing what was going on. They were having some problems with the guy that they hired to replace me. And he immediately got on the gig and it's like, no, I don't want to do this. And so he was going to leave. And I'm walking my dog one morning and the phone rings. And I'm like, why is he calling me? I just left. And now I had just gotten a gig with BB King's. So I could stay in town, make a weekly salary, playing 4 or 5 nights a week, and not have to go on the road. So Colt calls, and it's what they call a feeler call. And he basically was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, I'm doing great. I'm walking my dog right now. I got a new gig. I'm going to be playing 4 or 5 nights a week. Everything's great. Oh, I got disappointed that I was, employed that quickly. But I don't waste time. I've had gigs, fall out. I've had bands break up. I don't waste time. I get home and I immediately let my friends know that I'm available. And so I got plugged into BB King's and then I was off on that. So I think Colt was calling to see, hey man, would you come back? We need you or whatever. But that's it. Thank you, Randy. Your channel. Glad when I catch you live. Thank you, Randy. Thank you for being here, man. I'm very happy to have everyone here. Let's get those thumbs up. Let's get the subscriptions going. Your son was caddying for a golfer that's good friends. Well, man, Colt was all over the golf course. He is a very good golfer. And, I wish him the best. And, it's not somebody I talk to on a regular basis. But certainly a huge part of my career and me, having some success. Thank you, Dwayne. How you doing, brother? Good afternoon from the mighty ATL. Yes, indeed. Dwayne just finished the Rudy Sarzo interview. And man, you're going to love it. Because Dwayne, I send a shout out to the CHURCH. You wouldn't believe it. I'm just going to put a teaser out there. But we got to talking about gospel music. Yes. So you're going to have to watch the Rudy Sarzo interview tomorrow. And you just trust me. You're going to have to watch it. And I was waiting for a space to get in there and say, well, man, you got to hear these cats down at the church, man. You got to, So, man, it's amazing. Does Nashville use a talent agencies for work, or do musicians use word of mouth? Robert, it's word of mouth. If you want to get hired, you build a reputation, and you play gigs, and you know your material, and you show up on time, and you have a good attitude, and you'll make friends. And by making friends, you'll get people will take your number, and they'll call you when there's a chance. So, attack with the girl bass player. No, that sounds familiar though. That sounds familiar, but I was not in a band called Attack. I think I would remember that. Oh, that's delicious. Oh, that's delicious. Man, I needed this. I enjoy these lives, man, every week, getting together with you guys. Hey, there you go. Do you look like me then, or does he look like me now? Because I don't look the same as I did, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. We're in a constant state of physical de-evolution, right? And we're now at the back end of life. Any experience in New York City? Yes. I can remember some of the last gigs I did with Colt. We played at a place, I want to say it was some kind of like Billboard Live, or it was some off of a little side street. And it was this like, big stage and a big open floor kind of like venue. And we opened for Florida Georgia Line. And I had an amp rep there from what was that? What was the band? Black Star. Yeah, I've regenerated. Yeah, so we played this venue opening up for Florida Georgia Line. And we had, yo, Barry, everybody send a shout out to Barry Chenault right now, who was that awesome interview last week. Incredible drummer, man. I'm almost sent it out in the universe. Unreal. Yes, Dwayne. Yes. So I had to tell Rudy, because he's like, well, you know, the church and this. I said, dude, let me tell you something. Now I just said you got to come to the South, man, and you got to hear these cats playing in church. And I said, these guys playing in church, man, it's their job. Because we were talking about classical music. Yeah, everybody send a shout out to Barry Chenault. Man, what an amazing cat. What a cool cat, man. I tell you what, Barry Chenault and Rudy Sarzo, man, you guys should get together, because two spiritual warriors, man. Two guys really, that would be an incredible thing to have Rudy Sarzo and Barry Chenault. Boy, that would be a cool gig. Wouldn't that be a unique super group? I played the Continental in Coney Island. Very cool, Randy. Very. Yeah, Barry is the real deal, man. How do you choose wardrobes? How do bands choose wardrobes for the stage? Seeing who had, and then there's another question. How do the dudes in the Sunset Strip scene who had actual white collar office jobs during the day? Did you know of any dudes? Well, I worked at a boutique hotel in West Hollywood, and it was very uptight. And they didn't want to hire me. I showed up with my hair in a ponytail, right? And they didn't want to hire me because my hair would hang over the collar. And I said, well, look, man, I can tie it up twice and pull it back so tight. And I slicked it back. I slicked my hair completely back, you know, like this. And I had it pulled back. And, you know, so, you know, it's not a white collar job, but man, I was dealing with all these rich people. You know, I parked Stanley Clark's Jaguar. I parked car, what's her name? Shannon Doherty's car. I parked Judd Nelson's car. I parked, who was it? I took bags from David Bowie. You know, George Clinton was staying there. I mean, the list goes on. And I just had to just pull it back. As far as picking clothes for bands, man, everybody why not just take it off? What, the hair? Cut the hair? It was 1991 in LA, and cutting off the hair would mean I wouldn't have a gig. That's just how it was back in those days. So yeah, I wasn't gonna cut my hair, and plus chicks dug it, bro. Chicks dug the hair, bro. So why would I cut my hair? It'd be like Samson, you know, had Delilah cutting off his hair. Oh wow, your ex-girlfriend has a huge crush on Rudy. Well, he is a cool dude, man. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna have to send him. I need to first thank Barry Chenault. That incredible interview, and we're gonna have Barry back on the channel. You know, sending Barry a huge thank you. Cut the wig, dude. It's not a wig, bro. It's not a wig. It's not a wig, bro. This is real. Oh man, Rudy's playing with Quiet Riot in my hometown, Grand Island, Nebraska tonight. Is Rudy playing tonight? So he must have made. Did Rudy? Was I talking to him and he's on the road? That's quite a possibility. He might have even been backstage. But man, if he's playing tonight, you need to go to that show. And if you get to talk to him, tell him you're looking forward to hearing him with Bad Brad tomorrow morning. I thought he was at home. I thought Rudy was at home, but you know, maybe they are playing tonight, or maybe he's subbing out this weekend. I don't know. I thought he was at home because he had said, you know, I'm on the West Coast, or maybe he's got a flight later today. Maybe he's flying out at noon and shows up. But man, those dudes are still playing live with no, you know, tracks and all this. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense, Dr. Starr. But maybe he was on the road. I mean, it didn't. The room he was in at first, at the start of the interview, didn't have great reception. And so I'm going to do a little thing before the video. The video freezes at first, but eventually it kicks in and it works great, and the audio works great. So you have to bear with us on the first part of the video. Yeah, he talks about playing with Dio. He talks about a lot of his different gigs, but man, it all comes back to Randy Rhoads for him. And yeah, the guy in the comments, the Off the Rails by Rudy Sarzo is a great book, man. Yeah, the Quiet Riot drummer, he talks about that. He was in Type O, and he talks about Jizzy Pearl being in, Love Hate, which was a big band when I was out in LA. When I was on the Strip, one of the last bands that I remember getting a deal was Love Hate. And I remember somebody giving us their EP or something. Like, we would get advance copies sometimes from our record industry people and say, hey, check out this is a new band. It's coming out. It's on A&M Records. You guys check it out. And we were so broke that we couldn't afford to buy any music. So anytime somebody would give us freebies like that from a record label, it would instantly be getting played around the house. So we listened to the Love Hate, Blackout in the Red Room, and all that. That stuff was killer, man. But I also got advanced copies of, what's the Snoop Dogg song? Bo-da-da-da, bo-ba-da-da, bo-ba-da-bum. 1, 2, 3, into the four. Snoop Doggy Dogg is, what is that one? Remember, that was like the first Snoop single. And I had an advanced copy of that. I had an advanced copy of that on cassette. And I heard it before it got released. It wasn't Gin and Juice. Is that Gin and Juice? I think it's something else. Gin and Juice was on Nothing But a G Thing. Yeah, that's what it is. I had an advanced copy of that. And it had Nothing But a G Thing, and then it had like Nothing But a G Thing remix, was just like the instrumental track. And I walked into the office. This was at Interscope Records, and I walked in. Yeah, was that Snoop's first album, or was that Dre's? I don't remember. But like I said, we went down to Interscope Records and we walked in. And they had this Snoop Dogg, and I go, oh, hey, what's that? Can I have a copy of that? And they said, yeah. I said, Dr. Dre. I said, Dr. Dre, and they were kind of acting like, it's. I said, no. Let me have that. Dr. Dre from NWA. Oh yeah, give me that. And so I had a copy of it, and I put it in used to drive around LA listening to that, and they were kind of at the label. They were kind of acting like it was nothing. Like it wasn't, oh, this is just this. And I'm like, no, give me a copy of that. It was like Death Row Records, I think. It was at the time, the Suge Knight thing and all that. And man, that was an epic time of music. Yeah, he did The Chronic featuring Snoop. Yeah. But I wonder if it was Snoop, was that his solo record, or was that from The Chronic? I don't remember. DOC probably did write a lot of it. Yeah, he may have, man. Those guys were cooking on their own side of town. They were down in South Central cooking in the kitchen down there. Ah, man, it's good. Yeah, Rory Gallagher's Strat sold in a London auction, and they're returning it to Ireland, as it should be. Doggy Style was Snoop's first record. Okay, I had that record, but I don't think it had Nothing But a G Thing on it. I think that was on a Dre album. I think that's how Snoop got famous, as this young cat that was, rapping on Dre's record. So yeah, I think he was young, man. He was young back then. But man, I was into all that stuff, dude. I was into it, man. I was into the funk. I was into those cool bass lines. And we have another visitor. Oh, what do we got? We got another piece of art. All right, come here, Mia. Oh.
Ta.
Ta-da! That's amazing. That's the Ninja Got that mutant ninja turtle. Got that mutant ninja turtle. All right, can you do me another one?
I can, but there's enough side to do.
Okay, yeah, do the other side. Awesome. All right, we're back. We are back. We've got artwork popping in. We got 71 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up. Yes, indeed. I will, William. We're going to hold on to all that stuff. And, because it's the, life with the phones now and videos, there's going to be so much more footage, and video and footage. And, these lives, her making an appearance on these lives. 75, and that's no jive. 76, I might pull out some tricks. 77, you're going to heaven. 78, it's pretty great. But 79, you be feeling fine. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But you don't be listening. That's what I used to always say, man, backstage. Somebody would say, man, I was trying to tell them, man, they need to turn the highs down on the microphones. And I go, that's what I'm trying to tell you. But you don't be listening. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I be trying to tell you, but you don't be listening. Yes, indeed. Time to rock, Dr. Starr. So, yeah, Dr. Starr is a veteran of the Sunset Strip. He's found this channel, and we salute him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to tell you, but you don't be listening. Shooting a promo. Woo! Yes, indeed. Patton Road, welcome to the party, sir. Welcome to the party. We are having a good time here. We got 73. Also having a bull next to me. All right, Claude. All right. Cheers to you all. Salute to Dr. Starr. Woo! Thank you, Dr. Starr. Everybody's got their caffeinated beverage. When's the X5 schedule? So here's the news. Good question, Kiri, and I'm glad you brought that up. I am going to X5 this next weekend. So I am leaving on Friday, and I'll be back very late Saturday night. So it's just a quick in and out, tape the episode, go back to the airport, boom, come back. So because Mia's birthday's coming up in a couple of days. So yeah, I'm going down to it's Birmingham. They're flying me to Birmingham, and first class, which I'm like, dude, you could have put me in the back of the plane. I'm cool with that. You could have put me on a Greyhound and give me a Snicker bar and a can of water, and I'd be happy. How you doing, bud? So yeah, man, I'm super stoked to get to do it. And I noticed they had the week that I couldn't get there because of the hurricane stuff, they had Matt Pinfield. And thank you, Joker. Thank you for that. They had Matt Pinfield, right, from MTV. And I was like, man, I wonder if they were planning to have us both on there, but they had no idea that I got a crazy, crazy Matt Pinfield story back in the day. I'm going to have to probably breach that subject on my channel, or maybe when I get on there. Yeah, first class, dude. I mean, like I said, man, you could have put me in the back with the luggage, and I would have been happy. Yeah, much better, Rhonda, than them smelly boss mates. Exactly. Man, I was asking Rudy about, what do you like better, buses or fly dates? And it seems like Quiet Riot does fly dates, so they're using backline on gigs. And I think as you get older, man, fly dates become more attractive. You're able to fly to the place, the backline is there. You hope that it works. You hope that the rigs work, but you go out there and you play a show, you get on a plane, and you go home. That is really probably Big D, thank you. You just became a blues king. Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated. Thank you. That helps this channel. Becoming a member or just subscribing to this channel helps so much. And you see how somebody can just all of a sudden change this channel and help it grow. That helps amazing. We got so many members. And like I said, limousine riding, first class flying, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing. Woo! Somebody got to pay for the bull. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But hey, dude, I think this was like $8. Like, are you kidding me? You know, just, I'm going to have to, man, I'm going to have to just start making my own energy drinks. I need to find a company. And here's what we need, because I get a lot of people on this channel say, hey, bro, it's a lot of sugar, bro. Dude, it's a lot of sugar, bro. It's bad for you, bro. I need to come up with a legit energy drink that is good for you. I need some natural black tea, caffeine from natural black tea, no added sugar, a touch, just a touch of like some lemon or cherry or something flavor, kind of like a stevia, maybe stevia is kind of, I wonder about stevia. I've drinking some of the stevia stuff and it's all right. Maybe some ginger. Here's what it should be: a sparkling energy soda, sparkling water, caffeine, and a little bit of extra like lemon, or lemon with just a tiny pinch of honey. That would be ginseng. Yeah, a little ginseng. And that would be an amazing, amazing thing. Because, man, you know, this is, yeah, it's a can of sugar. I get it. I shouldn't make a habit of it. But, man, again, thank you to Big D for becoming a member. It said he's on an easy gig. D. Snyder is on an easy gig with Bret Michaels. Okay, well, a good gig is always easy. Good ones are easy. So, yeah, price to sell, Jimmy. Yeah, we need to have something that's a good price, a competitive price. I think that I really like these sparkling water things. I drink these instead of drinking sodas. Dr. Star, all you got to do is go to the channel page, click on my name under the video, click on that. It goes to the channel page, and then you'll see under the welcome video, you'll see under there, it says become a member or join. And you click that, and it'll give you different options. There's different levels of membership, and it's really just helps the channel out. I think the base membership is like $2.99 a month, so it's super inexpensive. And like I said, when I put out videos, they go in the member section first, so you'll have first access. You'll be able to watch more videos. Bubbly is good sparkling water. Yeah, and I like Waterloo. Waterloo is a good sparkling water. I'm not a big LaCroix fan. I don't think it tastes that great. So I don't buy that, even though that was one of the early ones. Yeah, I hear you, Funeral. Yeah, that is a combination that we used to do back in the day. Vodka, Red Bulls, right? No more vodka for me. I never was a huge vodka. I was more of a whiskey. I used to like to drink whiskey. All right. So we've got 61 people, 51 likes. Julian Douglas. I don't remember that name, Barry. I don't remember that. But I'm you know, it's been a lot of years, bro. It's been a lot of years, so there's a lot of names and faces and people that I would forget. I'd have to almost be reminded of a situation. Hey, remember you came to this gig or whatever. But yeah, whiskey. Yeah, whiskey used to be my poison. That would be my, you know, dude. I used to go on stage on the road, and I'd have a red Solo cup, like filled with whiskey, like that. Right? And I have a Red Bull, you know, next to it. And then I'd have a couple cans of beer behind that. And you know, it sounds crazy now, right? But that's what would be on my rack behind me. And I would start the night, these would be 60-minute to 90-minute shows. And I'd start not having anything to drink. But as the show got going, little sips, small sips, For me, yeah, but those days are gone, man. I'm not chained to that anymore. I'm not having to be out there, been there, done that, Sean says. Yeah. Don't have to do that stuff anymore, man. The good thing is, and I learned, once I got off the road, man, that all ended because the pressure to drink, the pressure of riding in a bus and having to be gone for weeks and weeks at a time. Uh, it's just, it's not necessary. It's good to feel free from that stuff, funeral. It absolutely is. So, man, I'm just thankful now. Big 80s guy. Who did he play with, Barry? Julian Douglas. Well, who did he play with? Was he a Sunset Strip guy? Was he an R&B guy? Was he a pop guy? Oh, we've got another piece of artwork. Here we go. Oh, we gotta say ta-da. And look at this. Oh, that's amazing. Look at this side. Oh, that's amazing. That's incredible. They want to bid on this thing. I don't think this one's for sale, everybody, but maybe down the road we'll let you make one and they can bid on it. What do you think about that, Mia?
Yeah.
She says, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go make me another one. Can you make me another one?
We can just wait till
I didn't know she was-
Yeah, she's been doing that several times.
Oh.
So, yeah, man. She is doing it big. She loves to color. She is a businesswoman. Yeah, her mama's a businesswoman too. Natural sales ability. Paint daddy's guitar. Okay. When she gets a little better, I'll let her paint this Squire debut, right? And this would be the perfect guitar for a Mia art project. It was $119. And maybe this would be something that we would auction on this channel. That might be a cool thing because, or maybe this would be her guitar and we'll doctor it up. It's actually a pretty good guitar for $119, a little bit thinner than a Strat, but man, yeah, that would be a cool art project. So we got 65 in here. 65. We got to stay alive. Lord Grotz. Where else besides Sunset Strip in California was hot? Well, Barry would know all the R&B spots, down south. But there was, San Diego, obviously, and San Francisco with the, music scene up there. Jimmy, yes. Yeah, for $119, it comes with a whammy bar. That's a good guitar for somebody that needs a basic guitar. What do you think of Johnny Lang? He's not around anymore. I thought Johnny Lang was still playing gigs. I don't know. Do you want Mia amongst the musicians when she grows up? Rhonda, I don't limit what Mia wants to do. Okay, send me one, Barry. Yeah, is he a guy that wants to come on this channel? I'm open to that. Send him to my email address or Facebook. But yeah, we're going to be securing more interviews. The Rudy Sarzo interview comes out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Join me for the live chat on this channel. It's an amazing, amazing fellowship. And it's going to be awesome. So everybody tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Did Paul McCartney lose his swagger voice? Pal McCartney. I don't even know what a swagger voice is. Does Paul McCartney have swagger? I don't know. I think it's something different than swagger. I think it might be, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe that. Did you see what Alex said about Roth? Chris, you're talking about how he blew a gasket when they talked about giving tribute to Eddie Van Halen? Yes, I did see that. Is that what you're talking about? Or is there something new I have not heard? Okay. Yeah. I think that's crazy, man. The whole purpose for David Lee Roth and Alex Van Halen to get together and pay tribute to Eddie, the whole thing is to pay tribute to Eddie. You're playing his riffs, you're playing his music. Granted, those guys are a huge part of that band, Alex and Dave, but Dave is a little bit of a strange cat. He's a little bit of a strange cat, man. It's not unlike dealing with an Ozzy or a Kevin DuBrow or any other, front man that has to have a lot of bravado and has been through a lot. So DLR said it's all about me, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it, man. To me, that it's like, what can you say to that? He's eccentric. Yes, that's one way to put it, Joker. Yeah, here's the thing, man. These rock and roll fights where people talk about two rockers kicking each other's ass. It's not MMA quality fighting. It's just a couple guys throwing a couple blows and then you get separated. It's never like any kind of real ass kicking going on too much in the music, side of things. Man, people don't want to damage their hands. They don't want to, you punch Roth in the throat and then he can't sing. Quincy! Great to have you back. My friend from Belmont. How is Belmont treating you, brother? Yeah, I like my lizard lick fight. I'll tell you what, though. that was funny, Chris. So you watched that? Yeah, so I was on the reality show, Lizard Lick. And it was a little scuffle. He would be golden, Barry says. All right, I will entertain having your friend on here. I've got to do my research, and I'm kind of trying to pick my spots. Will Amy Lee make a comeback? Amy Lee from what? Evanescence? I don't know what question that is. I don't know. Good. Have had my hands more than full. Been missing seeing things here. Oh, Quincy. Things are rocking and rolling here, man. We just hit 8K as far as subscribers. Dwayne says, had Roth not joined Van Halen, I expect he would have went to law school and medical school like his dad. Probably so. He would have done something. That guy had too much talent it would have gone somewhere. He would have done something, but I don't know, without, Eddie Van Halen, I'm not sure he would have made it. There were some other guitar players that came up in that time, and they talk about what's the guy that played with David Lee Roth, but he was a high school friend of Eddie, another guitar player. I can't think of his name now. He played on one of those Roth albums. What's the name of that guy? But it's like people were saying, oh, Terry Kilgore, that's who it is. I said Terry was an amazing guitar player, but he kind of looked like a lumberjack. So he didn't have, Eddie Van Halen was like the Bruce Lee of guitar. Back in the 1978, Eddie Van Halen could have gone on stage with the six pack and the definition in the arms, shirtless with the shag. And it is like Bruce Lee on guitar, right? He didn't look like a lumberjack, So I think, the image, we talked about it with Greg Renoff, having David Lee Roth and Eddie Van Halen. They're both pinups, and let's face it, chicks, that's what they were looking for. Well, what happened to Olivier's unreleased recording, Reel to Reels? Well, Robert, it looks like Alex is talking about, putting something together and doing something, but he's talking about using AI to put together Eddie guitar solos. I don't have any interest in doing that. In hearing that. I think with all those reel to reels, you can surely find 60 minutes of killer stuff. And maybe some of it might need bass overdubs, and some of it might need a little bit of, hey, let's take the verse from take one, and let's take the chorus from take two, and let's take the solo from take three and piece it together. And that's the only AI that needs to be done as a good producer to cobble what's there together. They certainly did it with Hendrix. They could certainly do it with Eddie Van Halen. He was surely doing something up there, playing something. You know, I had friends. Dave Santos is a bass player. He played with a bunch of Billy Joel, Melissa Etheridge, Tommy James, like all these different artists. And he says that he was hired by Eddie to go out to LA and play at 5150. So there could be tapes of that. There could be all kinds of stuff up there. A is where the future dollars will flow from. It probably so. Bad Brad audience amp goes to 12. Yes, the audience amp. All right, we're 50 minutes in. We could go to a little bit of overtime, but I got to spend some time with my family. I want to thank everybody for being here. Man, if there's any last minute questions, I want to also plug tomorrow morning, Rudy Sarzo, 8 a.m., Breakfast Club. If you can't catch it at 8 a.m., of course, it'll go live on the channel. You can watch it at your leisure. It's about an hour long. It's a great interview. What an incredible guy. And I'm going to have to send him a thank you. Yeah, set your alarm, funeral. I'll see you in the morning. Yeah, Red. Let's see, what did Quincy Brad, are you aware of a cat named MKG? And if so, what are your thoughts? MKG, who is that, Quincy? Alex is just talking. If he wanted to do something, he would have done it already. He's a retired millionaire. Yeah, Dwayne, you're probably right. Jason Camino, Enough's Enough, and I were talking about your podcast. Watch you often. Awesome. So now what does Jason Camino do? Can you tell me? Because I don't know him. I could try to get Tom Zoot out. Jason Camino, hey, man, to anybody, and I'm going to send this out there to you. If anybody out there, you know, if you know anybody from one of these name bands or a side man, it could be Nashville, it could be LA, it could be New York City. I'd love to have some cool people on this channel. His name is MKG, Mick G. I don't know him, Quincy. I'm going to have to check him out. But yeah, if anybody out there, any of you old Sunset Strip rockers, if you want to reach out to me, go to the channel description on my channel page. Click on that and you'll see there's a little link to my email address. Shoot me an email. Hell, I had the guitar player for Godsmack reach out to me a few, it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm like, dude, come on the channel. So I don't know. I didn't hear back from him. We'll see. I'm assuming he said he was the guitar player for Godsmack, but man, I would love to have anybody on here that can tell a good story. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out, Quincy. Always watching your show. My daughter's listening too. Awesome, Alex. It's so different and new what MKG is doing. I'm going to have to hear that. I'm going to trust you on that. Thank you, Rhonda. It will grow big time. Enjoy your family, freedom from the road grind. Thank you, Rhonda. I'm so glad to not have to. I'm so thankful I don't have to go to a gig tonight. The worst part about going to a gig for me was always the drive to the gig. Thank you, Music and Electronics. Great stuff. Saw the Wooten Brothers this past week. You need to get them on the show. Yes, I've already reached out to Joseph Wooten because he was the brother that I worked with the most. I used to play in Joe Wooten's band called the Hands of Soul. I'm gonna have to. I've already reached out to Joe. We're already planning on him coming on the show, but they're in the middle of a tour right now with the Wooten Brothers. And so I just said, hey, man, when you get home and you get some time, come on the show. And he's got a big show he always does every year for his birthday in December. I said, why don't you come on? We'll plug your birthday show and do a whole thing, and we can reminisce about the days where Bad Brad played in his band, and he always called me the middle finger of the Hands of Soul. So you can determine from that, uh, I was the guy that provided the bad attitude to the music, that would put the snarl on top of things. So that was an honor for him to call me the middle finger of the Hands of Soul. Yeah, that would be a great show, Rhonda. And I plan on, once I have Joe on the show, and I'll probably do Roy Wooten. I'll probably do Reggie Wooten, and I'll probably hopefully get Victor down the line. And man, I was just thinking about this the other day. Um, you know, being 17 and 18 years old and jamming with the Wooten brothers, I didn't know it at the time, but I'm jamming with the best guys on the planet. And I've played with some great players over the years, but it never really got any better than that. But jamming with a guy like that, and there's been some guys. There was a guy, what was his name? Chris. I can't think of his last name now, but he played with Steve Lukather and Larry Carlton on those Japanese shows where it's Larry Carlton and Chris, what was his last name? Amazing bass player. This was a dude that you could call on a gig and you didn't have to tell him the song or anything, and he would just play it. You could play anything, and it might be something he'd never heard it before, and he would just Chris Kent. That was it. Chris Kent, amazing bass player. Yeah, so maybe down the line we'll get Lukather on here. Maybe down the line we can get Landau on here. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for being here. I want everybody to tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for Rudy Sarzo on this channel. Bad Brad interviews Rudy Sarzo. It's going to be amazing. Also, a hand drummer that jammed with the Wootens. Right on, Big D. That is very cool. Yeah, I love Lukather. Now, this Quincy tells me about this Mick G guy and the Tim Henson. So he's like a Polyphia-like guy. I'd be interested to hear this guy. I have yet to hear one of those guys that could do that thing in an improvised context. That's what I want to be able to hear. We all know these guys put these compositions together on a computer, probably practically write it very slow and create this amazing piece, and then speed it up, right? So I want to see somebody who can play like that in an improvised situation, right? That is the true test. What is a guy, Tim Henson on a blues jam, it might not be all that impressive, but if you could play that style and play it in an improvised situation, then you would really have something. And there's going to be kids. Now, these kids are learning these Tim Henson things that Tim Henson had to learn and create slowly and then work up to speed. Max Ostro, now that's a guy, that's a serious guy. But man, it's still all about the song. So just listening to guitar solos all day, I can only take about 30 seconds to 1 minute of that and I go, that's great, but next. I want to hear a great song. I want to hear great lyrics. And Ted Nugent would be great. Yeah. But I want to hear a great song, great lyrics, and then an incredible solo that emphasizes the melody and the lyrics. Then you have something amazing. Embodiment of 80s Peter Gabriel journey and genesis in a modern guitar format. Okay, Quincy, you got me sold. I'm going to have to go check this guy out. But in the meanwhile, everybody, I'm going to have to check out for the day. And yeah, Jimmy, guitar solos are getting squeezed out. I'm going to have to check out, go check on the family, make sure everybody is good. I want to thank Barry Chenault for dropping by in the chat. Everybody, please go subscribe to Barry Chenault's channel. I want to thank, Chips Enough would be great. If you've got anybody that you want me to interview, please shoot me an email. I'd love to chat and try to squeeze them in. Thank you, everybody. I will see everybody tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for the Bad Brad interviews Rudy Sarzo. It is an epic, epic interview. Do not miss it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and have an absolutely, totally awesome, dude. Have a totally awesome Saturday, bro. Totally. Everybody totally have like a totally awesome Saturday. Because it's like totally, totally bitching, bro. Be cool. Don't be no fool.